Question number 3, seventh one. G of x is given as 1 upon x square plus 2. Now again we have to calculate local maximum and minimum here. So we need to differentiate it with respect to x. So using here the chain rule, g dash x is equal to d by dx of 1 upon x square plus 2 and then d by dx of x square plus 2. So first is the reciprocal derivative and the derivative of x square plus 2. Chain rule is used. Now derivative of 1 upon is always taken as minus 1 upon x square plus 2 whole square. That is minus 1 upon x square. Now derivative of x square plus 2 is 2x. So g dash x is equal to minus 2x upon x square plus 2 whole square. And this statement we mark it as 1. Equating g dash x to be equal to 0. Calculating, that is the first derivative, equating it to 0. We get the value of x as 0 because x square plus 2 whole square will be shifted and multiplied with 0 makes it 0. So here we got the value of x as 0, only one value. Now whether it is maximum or minimum, for that we have to take it up the second derivative of the first one. Statement number 1, again we have to differentiate it with respect to x. So g double dash x is, minus sign is kept common out using the division rule. X square plus 2 whole square as it is, d by dx of 2x minus 2x as it is, and d by dx of x square plus 2 whole square. Here we have to make use of chain rule. First is the derivative of power and then the derivative of x square plus 2. That is being taken here in the next step. So minus is kept as it is, x square plus 2 whole square as it is, derivative of 2x is 2 minus 2x, derivative of power here becomes 2x square plus 2 and derivative of x square plus 2 is 2x. This is a bit complicated statement, but very carefully take out the derivative of each and every term. Whole divided by, we got x square plus 2 raised to the power 4. Now expanding the bracket, g double dash x is minus sign as kept outside, x raised to 4 plus 4x square plus 4, multiplying it by 2 here, we get 2x raised to 4 plus 8x square plus 8, and multiplying this all these brackets, we get 8x square into x square plus 2, and again opening it, we get minus 8x raised to 4 minus 16x square. So expanding these brackets, these all terms we will be getting it. Operating 2x raised to 4 and minus 8x raised to 4, we get minus 6x raised to 4, 8x square minus 16x square makes it minus 8x square, and 8 is as it is, divided by x square plus 2 whole raised to 4. Now this value of double derivative is to be calculated when g is, that is the value of x is 0. So keeping x as 0 in the second derivative, we get minus 8 by 16. That gives us the value as minus 1 by 2. As it is negative, we have here maximum at x equal to 0, and local maximum we need to substitute in g of x. The value of x as 0, we get the answer as 1 by 2. So this local maximum becomes as 1 by 2 when x is equal to 0. The only thing in this example is the second derivative calculation should be done perfectly without any mistake. Question number 3 is 8th one. it is given as fx is equal to x root of 1 minus x. X is greater than 0. Now to calculate local maximum and minimum, again we need to differentiate with respect to x. Using the multiplication rule, we get here f dash x is equal to root of 1 minus x as it is dx by dx plus x as it is d by dx of root of 1 minus x, chain rule we have used here, into d by dx of 1 minus x. Now the derivative of root x is 1 upon 2 root x. Instead of root x we have 1 minus root of 1 minus x. So we get here 1 upon 2 root of 1 minus x. Dx by dx is 1, so only root of 1 minus x remains. X is as it is. This derivative is 1 upon 2 root of 1 minus x. Derivative of 1 minus x is minus 1. Taking the LCM, we get root of 1 minus x into root of 1 minus x makes it 1 minus x. 2 is also multiplied as per the LCM rule. And x into minus 1 makes it minus x upon 2 root of 1 minus x. Open the bracket, we get the first derivative as 2 minus 2x minus x. In the denominator it remains as it is. F dash x is equal to 2 minus 3x upon 2 root of 1 minus x. This becomes our first derivative after simplifying it. Now to calculate the value of x, the first derivative is equated to 0. So 2 minus 3x upon 2 root 1 minus x equal to 0. Denominator goes the other side, multiplied by 0, so it will become 0. 2 minus 3x will be equal to 0. That gives the value of x as 2 by 3. Now differentiating 1 with respect to x for second derivative, we have to make use of division rule here. So half is being taken out, this 2 is being taken out half here, and using the division rule, root of 1 minus x as it is d by dx of 2 minus 3x minus 2 minus 3x as it is d by dx of root of 1 minus x. Here again chain rule is to be used. So derivative of 2 minus 3x is minus 3. Derivative of root of 1 minus x is 1 upon 2 root of 1 minus x. And the derivative of 1 minus x is minus 1. So use your chain rule. Now again taking the LCM, 2 into minus 3 will make it minus 6. Root of 1 minus x into root of 1 minus x makes it 1 minus x plus minus, and this minus makes it plus 2 minus 3x divided by this 2 root 1 minus x is multiplied by 1 minus x. Because here while using the division rule we go for v square, so root of 1 minus x whole square makes it 1 minus x. Expanding the numerator brackets, we get here minus 6 plus 6x plus 2 minus 3x divided by, as it is we have to carry forward, half is as it is. Now 2 into 2 will make it 1 by 4, and 6x minus 3x is 3x. Minus 6 plus 2 will make it minus 4 divided by 1 minus x root of 1 minus x. Now in the second derivative, keeping the value of x as 2 by 3 and calculating it. So 3 into 2 by 3 minus 4 divided by 1 minus 2 by 3 root of 1 minus 2 by 3. Wherever x is there we have kept it 2 by 3 in the second derivative. 3 and 3 gets cancelled. So we get 2 minus 4, that makes it minus 2. Taking the LCM, we get 1 by 3, and again taking the LCM inside the root, we get it 1 by 3, root of 1 by 3. Now 1 by 4 is as it is, minus 2 we got in numerator, cancellation gives it here 2, and 1 by 3 and 1 by root 3 goes up and makes it minus 3 root 3 divided by 2. As this whole term is negative, that is less than 0, f is maximum at x equal to 2 by 3. So after knowing that it is maximum, we have to go for local maximum also by keeping x equal to 2 by 3 in f. So f of 2 by 3 becomes 2 by 3 inside the bracket 1 minus 2 upon 3. Taking the LCM, we get inside the root as 1 by 3, 2 by 3 root 1 by 3. So 2 upon 3 root 3. So multiplying and dividing by root 3 makes it the local maximum value as 2 root 3 divided by 9. So this is how this example is being solved. Very carefully it is to be calculated. Question number 4. It is asked that prove that functions do not have maxima or minimum. The first one is fx is equal to e raised to x. Now if we differentiate this with respect to x, we get the first derivative as e raised to x. Then after, if we are equating f dash x is equal to 0, e raised to x will be equal to 0, but as e is a constant, that is the exponential whose value lies between 2 and 3, that is 2.71, e raised to x will never be equal to 0. Hence, as e raised to x can never assume the value 0 for any value of x, therefore neither maximum nor minimum. Now here in the second one, we have gx is equal to log x. Differentiating it, the differentiation of log is 1 by x. Equating it to 0, we get 1 upon x equal to 0. Now as log is being defined only for the positive numbers, therefore the first derivative will be greater than 0 for any value of x. Hence, it cannot be neither maximum nor minimum. Now for the third one, if we take it up the value of, or the function given hx is equal to x cube plus x square plus 1, if we differentiate it with respect to x, then it becomes 3x square plus 2x plus 1. Differentiation of x cube plus x square plus x plus 1 gives us 3x square plus 2x plus 1. Equating this equal to 0. Now it is not getting factorized directly by splitting off the middle term. Hence, taking up the discriminant method d by a as 3, b as 2 and c as 1, calculating d by using b square minus 4ac, we get the answer as minus 4. Now if the value of d is negative, it does not belong to R. Therefore, h is neither maximum nor minimum as the value of x does not exist here. Number 5. It is asked that find the absolute maximum value and the absolute minimum value of the following functions in the given intervals. Now we have already studied about local maximum and local minimum, how to calculate it. Now absolute maximum and absolute minimum values are calculated if and only if x is belong to a closed interval given. As x is belonging to the closed interval minus 2 to 2, we will be taking the value of x equal to minus 2 and keeping in f, and the value of x equal to 2 also will be kept in fx. And from keeping this value of x as minus 2 and 2 in f, absolute minimum and absolute maximum are being calculated. So absolute maximum, absolute minimum will be calculated if closed interval is given. First question of the fifth one is fx is equal to x cube. Now to calculate the value of x, we have to go for the first derivative. So the first derivative comes out to be 3x square. Equating it to 0, we get the value of x equal to 0. Now for maximum and minimum, we have to go for second derivative. So differentiating 1 with respect to x, we get f double dash x is equal to 6x. Now keeping x equal to 0 in the second derivative, we get the answer equal to 0. So there will be no maximum nor minimum, but we have to just calculate absolute minimum and absolute maximum by keeping the value of x as minus 2 and 2. So when we keep the value of f as x as minus 2 in f, we get minus 8, and when we keep f of x of 2 in f, we get 8. Now comparing minus 8 and 8, the minimum value will be minus 8 and the maximum value will be 8. So absolute minimum is minus 8 and absolute maximum is 8. We have to just compare the value. Negative will be always less than the positive ones. So absolute minimum is minus 8 and absolute maximum is 8. Second one of question number 5 is fx is equal to sin x plus cos x. X is defined in the interval 0 to pi, means it is first and the second quadrant. So first derivative taken up, f dash x is equal to cos x minus sin x. That the first derivative statement is marked as 1. To calculate the value of x, we will equate it to 0. Then we get here cos x minus sin x is equal to 0. Sin x is equal to cos x. Sin x upon cos x will be equal to 1. Tan x will be equal to 1. Now as tan value is positive, x lies in the first quadrant, and tan takes the value 1 when x is pi by 4. So we got the value of x as pi by 4. Now to find it out the maximum, we have to go for the second derivative. So again differentiating 1 with respect to x, we get f double dash x is equal to minus sin x minus cos x. Because cos x derivative becomes minus sin x derivative is cos x. Now keeping the value of x as pi by 4 in the second derivative, we get minus sin pi by 4 minus cos pi by 4. That makes it minus 1 by root 2 and minus 1 by root 2. That is equal to minus 2 upon root 2. And cancellation gives the answer minus root 2, which is less than 0. As it is less than 0 or negative, it is maximum at x equal to pi by 4. Now we have to go for local maximum. For local maximum, the value of x equal to pi by 4 is to be kept in f. Keeping the value f of pi by 4 is equal to sin pi by 4 plus cos pi by 4. That gives 1 upon root 2 plus 1 upon root 2, and calculating this 2 upon root 2 makes it answer root 2. Now we have to go for absolute maximum and absolute minimum. So as it is a closed interval given 0 to pi, we'll be keeping the value of x as 0. So f0, sine 0 is 0, cos 0 is 1. So 0 plus 1 we got 1. So for f0 the value is 1. By taking f of pi, that means the value of x as pi, we get sine pi as 0 and cos pi as minus 1. So f of pi is equal to minus 1. Now to get the absolute maximum, we have to compare the value of root 2, 1 and minus 1. All the three values are to be compared. Reason is the value of x as pi by 4, 0 and pi are being kept in the function f. So from all the three of them, we have to take the absolute maximum as well as the absolute minimum. So if we compare root 2, 1 and minus 1, the absolute maximum or the maximum of all the three is root 2 as its value is 1.4. So absolute maximum becomes root 2. Same thing comparing from all the three values, the minimum of all the three is minus 1. So the absolute minimum becomes minus 1. So this is how we need to calculate absolute maximum and absolute minimum if x is given in the closed interval. Third question of fifth example is, again here we need to calculate absolute minimum and absolute maximum. X is belonging to the closed interval minus 2, 9 by 2. Now as 9 by 2 value is 4.5, so the value of x equal to 4 is correct. Now fx given is 4x minus half x square. Taking out the first derivative, we get f dash x is equal to 4 minus x, which we mark it as 1. To calculate the value of x, the first derivative is equated to 0. So 4 minus x is equal to 0 gives x equal to 4. Now again differentiating 1 with respect to x, we get f double dash x is equal to minus 1, which is less than 0. Therefore f is maximum. Now f is maximum when x is equal to 4. So taking up the local maximum by keeping the value of x equal to 4 in f. So we get f of 4 is equal to 16 minus 1 upon 2 into 16. Cancellation of 2 and 16 gives 8. And f of 4 value we got it as 8. This is a local maximum. Now for calculating absolute maximum and minimum, we will be keeping the value of x equal to minus 2 in f. So keeping the value of x equal to minus 2 in f, we get minus 8 minus half into 4, and cancellations and operating them, we get it f of minus 2 as minus 10. Now keeping the value of x as 9 by 2 in f and calculating it, we get 4 into 9 by 2 and half 81 by 4. Cancellation here gives 18 minus 81 by 8. Again LCM and calculating this gives us 63 by 8. And if we convert it into decimal, f of 9 by 2 we got it as 7.875. Now comparing all the three values of f, that is 8, minus 10 and 7.875, the absolute maximum is 8 and the absolute minimum is minus 10. So this is how absolute maximum and minimum is being calculated. Question number 5th, fourth one. Fx is given as x minus 1 whole square plus 3. X belongs to minus 3 and 1. The closed interval is given. So we need to calculate absolute maximum and minimum. Now expanding the bracket by a minus b whole square formula, we get fx is equal to x square minus 2x plus 1 plus 3. Operating it, we will get it fx is equal to x square minus 2x plus 4. Differentiating this, we got it f dash x is equal to 2x minus 2. Equating it to 0, the first derivative, to calculate the value of x, we got 2x minus 2 equal to 0, and that gives the value of x is equal to 1. Now for finding out minimum and maximum, the first derivative again we have to differentiate with respect to x to get the second derivative. So f double dash x is equal to 2, and as it is positive, it is greater than 0. So it becomes minimum at x equal to 1. Now calculating the local minimum, we get as f1 is equal to 1 minus 1 whole square plus 3. So f1 becomes 3. For finding the local minimum, we have to substitute the value of x equal to 1 in the function f. Now for getting absolute maximum and minimum, we have taken up the value of x as minus 3 from the closed interval and kept it in f. So f of minus 3 becomes minus 3 minus 1 whole square plus 3. So that makes it 4 square minus 4 square 16 plus 3 19. F of 1, it is again 1 minus 1 whole square plus 3. So this answer becomes 3. Now finding out the maximum for absolute maximum value, comparing 19 and 3, the maximum is 19 and the minimum is 3. So the absolute maximum becomes 19 and absolute minimum becomes 3. So this is how absolute maximum and minimum is being calculated in question number 5.